Flow, if you don't know what it is, it's any of those moments of rapt attention, total absorption. It's so focused on the task at hand, so focused on what you're doing that everything else just starts to melt away. Sense of self, self-consciousness diminishes, gets quiet, time passes strangely. Usually just so sucked into what you're doing that like 5 hours go by, it feels like 5 minutes. And throughout, all aspects of performance, mental and physical, go through the roof, which is why flow is an optimal state of consciousness where we feel our best and we perform our best. Flow states have triggers. You want more flow, you want to perform more at your best, these triggers are your toolkit. The most famous one is the challenge skills balance. So flow follows focus. It only shows up when all our attention is right here, right now. Turns out we pay the most attention to the task at hand when the challenge likely exceeds our skill set. You want to stretch but not snap. If I were to put that a number on, and this is not science, this is metaphor, it's about 4 or 5% difference, right? When the challenge is about 5% harder than your skill set, that maximizes focus. Except, this is what we discovered. So one other thing you should know, flow science runs straight through the middle of peak performance aging. And what I realized is that in older adults, because of allostatic load, which is the impact of stress over time on our physiology and our psychology, it's going to shrink that challenge skills sweet spot. Often subconsciously, unconsciously, we don't even know it, right? We sort of feel like we want to push 5% because that's what we've done most of our life to get in. And so we'll even overstretch. And so the fundamental rule was go slow to go to fast. My motto was 1 inch at a time. Start with a movement I could do 100% of the time with zero fear and no conscious interference, and then improvise on top of it, a tiny little bit. An improvisation, this is not deliberate practice, repetition with incremental advancement. That's useful for learning certain kind of skills, but as a general rule, deliberate play, repetition without repetition, repetition with improvisation, tends to produce far more spectacular learning results than everything else. A lot less self-consciousness and a whole bunch of stuff tied into deliberate play. So you sort of want to do what you did safely, slowly, playfully. And that was really key. In fact, when I ran my original park skiing experiment, trying to learn how to park ski at 55, it worked incredibly well. It worked really well with my ski partner. Then we ran it as an open experiment with 20 older adults, ages 29 to 68, got the same results with them. And the funniest thing about it is when you have a mindset of old and you actually start making progress in these difficult physical tasks, that progress is delicious. It's like the most amazing. I mean, mastery is one of our favorite feelings anyways, but when you're gaining mastery in the second half of your life, when you had this mindset of old and really didn't think it was possible, it's happening, it's freaking delicious. So what happened with these, we'd get these adults in, and we had them for 4 days on the snow. We weren't really trying to teach them tricks. We were trying to teach them how to move their body in new ways so they could creatively interpret the mountain. And that would drive them into flow, and flow took care of a lot of the learning because learning is usually amplified in the zone. So that was sort of general methodology. But what would happen is they would make so much progress, like on morning of day one. I remember our first day on the hill, I went into it. First of all, I went into it suspicious. This isn't going to work. Don't have your hopes up. Like, it worked for us. It was great. It was a crazy experiment. It was really neat. There's something there, but this is not going to work. Just know that. I don't think this is going to work. Don't have your expectations through the roof because I really don't think it's going to happen. 4 hours later, I was like, heard to the same guy, I was like, holy shit. They got so far so fast, we got to hold them back. Otherwise, they're going to put themselves in the hospital right now. And that was after a day. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. And that has been consistently our experience with this. So this go really slow is part of it. Don't get so addicted to the progress that you forget that that challenge skills sweet spot is still 1%. Even if the progress is delicious and it's going to tell you to take on slightly greater challenges, you'll get there. You don't have to get there today. You might be able to get there tomorrow or the next day. You can go faster, but you could get hurt. And unless you want that experience, usually for most people, that's total derailment of their plans. They don't know how to come back from those kinds of things. So just avoid it in the first place if you can.